Max Verstappen and Red Bull, they've dominated the 2023 Formula One season. They've won all 14 races of the season, with Max Verstappen himself winning 12 of those, and well on his way to becoming the champion, and Red Bull well on their way to winning the Constructors' Championship. But then came Singapore, and Ferrari, and Carlos Sainz, and Red Bull having a bad weekend, their car not suited to this track. And Ferrari were there, Carlos Sainz was there to step in and take advantage of Red Bull's poor showing and take the victory, and thus ruining a perfect season for Red Bull. And not for the first time had Ferrari done this. You see, back in '88, the McLarens of Prost and Senna won every Grand Prix but one. And it was, again, the second Ferrari that stopped them. I call it the second Ferrari because Leclerc was there first. Sainz got there later. No way I'm saying he's the number 2 driver or anything. I don't want to get into that debate. But the second Ferrari. In '88, the second Ferrari was driven by Gerhard Berger. Michele Alboreto had been there a long time before. So I want to take a look today at how Ferrari upset the apple cart in '88 as well. So here we are, Monza, 1988. And the home of Ferrari, the Tifosi were packing in. Many would spend the whole weekend praying for a good result for Ferrari, but probably doubted it due to McLaren's dominance. They had not lost a race this season yet. But it was a special race for Ferrari because their founder, Enzo Ferrari, had recently, earlier in the season, passed away. Now, Senna got the pole, but he did have an off on Friday. He just skipped the chicane there. That didn't help much. And Prost got it a bit worse. He spun off. Anything you can do, I can do better, Ayrton. Same chicane. He spun it off and had to retire from the session on Saturday. Jean-Louis Schlesser would have a huge impact on the race. He was standing in for Nigel Mansell at Williams. Nigel had chicken pox. How was Jean-Louis' weekend going?
Without problems.
Well, on my race car, the car was quite good, and I do in the first lap reasonable time, and then the engine get a problem with the oil in the water. Then I have to take the spare car, and on the second chicane I have a spin because maybe too much brake in the front, and also because maybe my fault. So then I was stopped there, and that was the end of the test.
Before the Grand Prix, race fans were treated to a glimpse of what...
The Tifosi prepared for race start, praying for a good result for the Ferraris, but probably doubting it. It was the green lights on, and away we go. Now Prost takes the lead here from Senna. Senna hits the slipstream, ducks out, and takes the lead into the first chicane. And Berger does the same to Alboreto behind. There's an interesting one here because everyone always points at Imola in 1989 as where this agreement between the McLaren drivers was broken when Senna overtook Prost into the first corner. But he clearly does it here as well. So this was before that. So maybe this is where the tensions actually started. The agreement of we won't be attack the other. If the other gets a good start, we won't attack them before the first corner. Well, Senna did it there. Maybe the media only got hold of it in '89. You know them. Towards the end of the lap, Senna was storming away. Berger was keen to stay on Prost's tail, and that would pay dividends later in the race. They all filed through nicely. No incidents on lap 1. But Senna, he was keen to open up a gap. He didn't often relish a battle with Prost. He preferred just to rather drive away from him.
If you're driving an Italian car, you are automatically a hero.
And a retirement here from the '87 champion Nelson Piquet in the Lotus. He wasn't having a particularly good year either. And a Minardi as well. Oh, a nice little spin at the chicane. Now Berger, he had been keeping the pressure up on Prost, and Prost was developing an engine problem. The problem is fuel management, is fuel mixture. He was a bit down on power, and Berger lined him up. and overtook him at the curve of Grande. To the delight of the Tifosi, as they came round, every corner they came around, and the fans saw there's a Ferrari in front of the McLaren, they went ballistic.
Senna was sent out the message to richen up, which he did right away, and
And
therefore,
Berger,
of course,
he
had to go a
began
little bit
setting
more
off
slowly
after
because
Senna. As
he
Prost
knew
pulled
he
it
was
into
gonna
the
take a bit
pits,
more
he'd
fuel.
have to retire.
There was Prost into the pits.
There was a massive problem with the engine. It was not going to be fixed, and Prost was out of the race. McLaren sent word to Senna to richen up the mixture, which he did.
Still leading the Italian Grand
And
Prix.
then,
McLaren driver then made
trying
that
to lap our good
mistake.
friend
He
Jean-Louis
tried to
over
go
there,
past
and
Jean-Louis Schlescher,
yeah,
but
he got
it
over eager.
wrong.
That, of
Lost
course, thrilled
concentration,
the
maybe.
Ferrari
Who
fans. They
knows?
thought it was just great, but quite honestly,
Senna
made an
didn't
error
have
of judgment
patience for
because
lapping
although
back
Schlesser did
markers.
everything he
He
could to get
insisted
out of
that
the
they
way,
just
it
jump
wasn't
out of his
possible.
way,
And
which
unfortunately,
Jean-Louis did,
they
to be
touched.
fair.
So I think really Senna had to be held
Not the
responsible
first
for
time Senna's
deciding
race
to
would
go
be
just
ended
there.
by
He
a
could have
back
waited a
marker.
little bit longer.
That, of course, meant
He
Ferraris
trudged
were
up
now
back to the
1
pits.
and 2, first and second in the
You
Italian
see on
Grand
the
Prix. Let's
replay
watch
here,
it again.
Jean-Louis does a great
Schlescher
job of
tries
keeping
to
out of the
stay
way.
on the left,
He even
right
takes
out of
to
the
the
way, and
grass
even goes
a
over
bit
the sand
himself.
himself,
Senna
but
just
Senna just drives across his
doesn't leave him
bows,
room. Forgot he was
forgot
there,
about him
thought he was past
momentarily,
him.
and paid the
Was the guy
price.
supposed to stop in the
Yeah, that
outside
was
of the
very
bend?
unfortunate because Schlesser couldn't possibly
Lapse
do
of
anything else other
concentration
than
there
perhaps
from
get
Ayrton.
stuck in the shale there.
So that left the lead to Gerhard Berger
on
with his
his way
teammate
to
riding
victory
shotgun
in the
behind him.
Italian Grand Prix on the
Alboreto had
last
actually
lap,
broken
but
the lap
Michele
record.
Alboreto at this point
caught
was
up with
closing in.
Gerhard.
It was a Ferrari
He was
1-2,
nursing his car
and
home, so he
Alboreto
didn't
had
even
just
bother
set the
to fill up the
fastest
march,
lap,
yeah?
so the crowd were really tingling
As
on
they came
their
around the
feet,
Parabolica for the
cheering
final
and
time,
shouting.
the
Fantastic.
fans went wild.
First and second
Ferrari
at Monza,
came
the
home.
first time
A
there's been a
1-2
Ferrari
finish
victory
at
at Monza
Monza.
since
Gerhard
1979
Berger
and
winning
Jody
in a
Scheckter.
Ferrari at Monza for the first time
Really, I
since
think was
Scheckter in
tremendous to see the
79
Ferraris
became an
1-2
instant
and
hero.
It's for Mr. Ferrari and myself, for both together, and for Ferrari general.
At the end there, you were catching Ayrton, Michele was catching you. What was your situation?
There was quite a lot of pressure from Michele, and I saw Ayrton, and I said, so it's the first time I can give pressure him, and it works.
No, it was a great day for Ferrari today, and I think it's the best to remember Mr. Ferrari.
So there you go. If a team is running away, winning all races, count on Ferrari to step in and stop them. Great stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Leave a like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, have a good time all of the time.